Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Super Lunch Bros Podcast, episode number 125. I am Brendan. We're going to talk about UFC Fight Night, Font versus Vera, the prelims. If you are wow, my hair is looking fantastic. Jeez. Good grief. If you are looking for, that didn't help. If you're looking for the main card, it's episode 124. I covered that already. And this is just going to be the prelims. So this video is going to be short and to the point with a slight detour to hit that subscribe button. Please, for the love of God, just hit the subscribe button. Hit the like. I'd appreciate it. It would let me know that you like these videos. I post these at least every single week, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week. Lately, it's been a ton. All right, let's get started. Main fight on the prelims was Alexander Romanov versus Chase Sherman. So Chase Sherman got cut by the UFC for a second time recently and then got re-signed to a 3-fight deal to fight Romanov on short notice last week, but the fight had to get called off, so it got pushed to this week. And Chase Sherman is as journeyman as a journeyman can get, right? In and out of the UFC, just a large guy who is semi-athletic. I'll get to that in a second. Let's go over the fight. I wrote down, oh, what a surprise. Romanov is tossing the guy around. So this was supposed to be a blowout, and that's exactly what it was. Romanov picks him up, suplexes him, throws him down, gets into mount, and starts throwing gorilla fists until he got the submission from a straight arm bar. If you want to look at the striking numbers here, that's why I pulled them up. 8-0. Big fat goose egg on the part of Sherman. Romanov might not be ranked after this weekend, but he is a legit heavyweight contender. He is a crazy grappler. He's strong. He has all the tools in the modern heavyweight division to succeed. I haven't seen him tested or hit hard, so we don't know if he's got a heavyweight chin. Maybe when he gets touched, he turns into a Brock Lesnar. There's no way to know until we know. So that going forward will be the question that needs to get answered. But until then, as of right now, the guy is just unreal, like an unstoppable, looks like a machine. Real quick, let's talk about Chase Sherman. All right, this guy, let's look at his record real quick because it's worth exploring. This is why, right? Do you know what I mean? So he loses to Justin Ledet, Walt Harris, okay, beats Rashad Coulter and Damian Grabowski, who loses to Shamil Abdurakhimov, who isn't in the UFC anymore, I don't think. Loses to Justin Willis, Big Pretty, who and couldn't cut it really in the heavyweight division. Loses to Augusto Sakai, who is he's a ranked opponent now, so that's fine. Beats Ike Villanueva, so there's that. I think an undersized or a bloated light heavyweight coming up. Loses to Andrei Arlovsky. Loses to Parker Porter. Loses to Jake Collier. Jake Collier and Andrei Arlovsky fought on the same card. And now to Alexander Romanov. What can you say about him? I don't want to sit here and be negative, just overly negative and say oh, he's garbage and he doesn't deserve to fight in the UFC, because obviously he does. He's got the contract and he has wins. It's heavyweight. It's just when I see that he's fighting, I never think, oh, hey, there's a guy. He's I don't even know if I have a comparison for him, because he keeps getting fights. Right? He shows that he has athletic ability, but he doesn't have a heavyweight chin. He doesn't have heavyweight hands. He doesn't hit that hard. He's not a crazy cardio machine. He's just a big guy. He's just big. That's it. And he's not even that big. So when I said he's as journeyman as a journeyman can get, that's really what I mean. He's a jobber. They throw him in there to test to see if you even belong in the UFC, right? And more power to him. He took this fight on short notice, and he's like, I don't care if I get smoked, whatever. He's like, I'm going to go in there and try it out. I'm not calling out his heart or his willpower or anything else, his willingness to compete, none of that stuff. It's more just his ability. There's nothing about his performance that says, oh, hey, he's going to be a contender one day. And not everybody has to be. I understand that. But I would be surprised if he didn't get cut before the end of his contract. No, I would be surprised because usually the UFC takes care of you if you step up for them. So, moving on. Daniel da Silva versus Francisco Figuedo. So, Figuedo getting it done in the first round here. So Figuedo gets the knee bar. So there was there's some striking on the feet. It was a little bit, not too much. I pulled it up, but 4-5, not much to talk about. Silva's this weird striker with very bleached hair, and he looked accurate. And there was some talking about blah blah blah, and then they ended up getting a grappling exchange, roll around for a second, and then Figuedo rolls for a knee bar and lands it pretty deep, and then he has to tap. So. Cool win for Francisco Figuedo. It is what it is. There's just not much to talk about on this one. These are the prelims, so this isn't a guy that they were talking about coming up to be, the next big thing. So we will move on from there. It's just the fight happened. He got a really quick knee bar. It is what it is. All right, Natan Levy versus Mike Breeden. This fight wasn't bad. This fight wasn't bad at all. So, Levy got the win here by unanimous decision. But 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28. So, good win for him. We break it down round by round here. I thought Levy did a good job each round doing just enough to win each round. The second round was definitely his best one, in my opinion. Actually, the first round was pretty good. Maybe the second round wasn't. It's because the grappling in the second round. So Mike Breeden he just had pressure, right? So he's putting the pressure on early, and then Levy had a couple heel hook attempts and a high kick. He did a decent job in that first round, and apparently he outstruck him 25-19 as far as significant strikes go. So I actually gave him the first round 10-9, so I agree with that. Second round here, Levy with the wrestling and the takedowns over and over, and he actually rocked Breeden with a body shot. That's why I easily gave him that second round 20-18. And then third round here, Levy is totally gassed out, but he was the one who managed to drop Breeden, which is crazy. So Breeden was landing more damage, and he was doing more damage on the feet. He ended up landing more overall as well, 62-46 in this last round. It looks deceiving if you're just seeing and you can't see the numbers here, but they go by total strikes. Breeden actually threw 120 here in the last round. He was really going for it, and Levy just would throw enough just to do damage, and eventually got the takedown. And he was the one who actually dropped Breeden. So, if you gave that last round to Levy, I'm not mad. That's a 30-27 as far on Adelaide Bird's card. I'm not mad at her for that one. I gave that last round to Breeden because I felt like the cumulative damage that he did was enough to outweigh that one big shot and anything else Levy was doing. Levy looked good, man. He looked like I don't know. He has cardio issues, so I don't think he's there yet as far as contending in the lightweight division because it is Murderer's Row, but I thought he looked good. All right, let's talk about the very first fight on the card, and we will call it there. So Shana Young versus Gina Mazzani. Sorry, I didn't pull these up for you guys. So this fight did not go the distance. Young ended up getting the submission in the second round due to, she grappled her way to top position and is throwing down some ground and pound, getting a TKO finish. But the first round, so Mazzani actually dropped Young with a knee and was the most significant thing in that first round as far as my opinion goes. And she outstruck her 34-20. I actually gave Mazzani the first round, and based off that first round, I thought Young was going to be toast. I thought she just didn't have what it took. And then Young just grappled her way to on top, and Mazzani didn't want to fight back, right? She got to the point where she was tired or something. She just gave in. And you see that a lot in fighters, whether it be to cardio or pain or damage or whatever it might be. You can tell when they just give in and they're willing to quit, right? I'm not saying she's a quitter. I'm just saying in this instance, you can tell she's like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to be fighting anymore. This is it for me. So, as far as Shayna Young goes, good fight for her. It's going to be, how old is she? That's the problem. She's in her late 20s. She's in her late 20s. Oh, no, it's not. She's 30, 31. She's not young. Okay. Well, at 125, she's got an uphill battle. Yep. Gina Mazzani, on the other hand, she's 7-6 with 2 losses. She's what? 2 and 6 in the UFC. She's probably going to get cut. Yeah, her only wins are over Rachel Ostovich, not in the UFC anymore, and Wu Yanan, who I also believe is not in the UFC anymore. Yep. Oh, well. Yeah, that's probably it from Mazzani. That's kind of a dour note, talking about somebody at the end of someone's current UFC career. Anyway, that is it. Those are the prelims. Like I said, if you made it to this video, I love you. That's great. Like I said, though, if you would subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. If you like this video, again, click the like button. Super appreciate it. If you're looking for the main card, I did break that down in a little bit longer video in the previous one. And if you're looking for the PFL, I talked about that earlier this week. I think that they are doing great things over there, and I am very interested watching this season. So follow along with me. I will be watching every single PFL event as well this year. So that's it for me. You guys all have an amazing week. Love you.